This video demonstrates the installation of a 35 kV Elaspeed splice for jacketed concentric neutral cable. The Elaspeed splice, designed by Prysmian Group, is a low-profile, range-taking, 105 degrees Celsius operating temperature cable splice. It is designed for use with multiple shields and cables. To begin, prepare the cable using the cutback dimensions shown in the instruction manual. Remove the cable jacket using appropriate tools. Make sure to also remove concentric neutral wires. Score the insulation shield with appropriate tool, being careful not to cut completely. Remove the cable insulation shield. Next, remove the cable insulation with appropriate tool. Clean and abrade the jacket 4 inches from the edge of the jacket cutback. Carefully flare up the neutral wires and apply PVC electrical tape under the edge of the wires. Then, bind it with one additional layer of tape over the wires. Next, to install the splice, take out the end of the plastic liner from one end and slide the splice body on the cable. Bind the plastic liner end to the cable jacket with a few turns of PVC tape. Pull down the plastic liner so that it turns inside out and the splice body and liner are away from the area to be connected and also clear of the cable insulation. Using a wire brush, clean the aluminum conductors to remove aluminum oxide. Next, insert the conductors into the connector until the conductor ends butt against the center stop of the connector. Hand tighten the bolts to firmly grip the conductors in place. Using appropriate tool, tighten the bolts until the head of the bolt shears off. Clean connector to remove any residual wax left from the shear bolts. Be sure not to transfer any semiconducting particles onto the cable insulation. Apply high permittivity mastic strips and fill in the holes left by removing the shear bolts. Cover the bolts with the supplied aluminum foil with an adhesive backing, making sure to cover all of the holes. Center the foil over the holes and wrap around the connector to complete the installation. Using mastic strips, fill in the gaps between the edge of the connector and the end of the cable insulation. Make sure the mastic strips are level with the insulation. Center and wrap the high permittivity mastic pad over the connector. There should be no metal showing. 2 or more pads may be required to fully cover the connector. To install the splice body, hold the plastic liner in place and slide the splice into the center of the splice area, and then remove the plastic liner. Center the splice over the connector and using scissors, cut the white retaining strap. Be careful not to damage any of the cold shrink materials with sharp tools. Release the self-ejecting carrier tube by inserting the twisting handles into the slots at each end of the carrier tube. Twist steadily on the handles to release the short carrier tube. To remove the short carrier tube, hammer until it splits and then remove. When positioned correctly, remove the blue straps and allow the long carrier tube to self-eject. Make sure the cable is centered in the carrier tube as it ejects. Proceed to remove the long carrier tube in a similar manner as the short carrier tube. Clean any excess silicone grease and place mastic strip filling the remaining exposed area. Start at the edge of the metallic shield. It is okay if the mastic covers the overlap of the edge of the splice body. Tightly secure the ends of the splice body with 2 layers of EPR tape starting from the copper mesh to the edge of the splice body. Unfold the shielding mesh over the cable neutrals and install constant force springs over each side of the neutral connection. Tape over with PVC electrical tape. Next, fold the excess shielding mesh back over the constant force springs and apply 2 layers of PVC electrical tape over the loose mesh. Make sure there are no wire mesh ends poking through the PVC tape. Repeat on each side. Apply the waterproof mastic seal pad by first removing the white waxed paper from the water sealing mastic pad. Do not remove the gray plastic film. Position the mastic pad by aligning the red line to the jacket cutback and wrap the mastic pad tightly around the cable. Be sure that the gray plastic film of the mastic pad faces outward. The uncovered mastic pad must be on the cable jacket. Repeat on each side. To finish, wrap the leading edge of the mastic pad with 2 half-lapped layers of PVC tape on both sides. Apply silicone grease to lubricate from the end of the folded jacket to the outer edge of the sealing mastic pad on both sides. Unfold the jacket by pulling longitudinally on the strings in order to place the splice outer jacket over the lubricated area and remove straps. Repeat the process to complete the other side. Make sure to leave the red Prysmian quality control tag in place. This completes the installation of the 35 kV Elaspeed splice.